Hello, Malcolm here, and a Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year in case I don't see you between now and then. Something exciting is about to drop into the Thames Valley podcast feed very shortly. I thought I'd tell you about it ahead of time. Along with the new teaching series on the Sermon on the Mount, beginning officially on Friday the 3rd of January, when I'll be teaching the first class, introductory class on the first few verses. Along with that, we have for January and February a daily devotional podcast feed based on the Sermon on the Mount. There will be about 60 episodes, and in fact they begin before the end of this year. That's why I'm telling you now. They begin on the 30th of December. The first episode will go up at about 6 or 7 a.m. It'll be scheduled every day. I've recorded about 38 or 39 of them so far. There will be about 60 of them all told, and they'll run from the 30th of December every day until the end of February. And they'll be about, I think they're 3 minutes 26 seconds long. They're all the same length, 3 minutes 26 seconds thereabouts. So they're not very long, and they contain one devotional idea or thought to stimulate our prayer time connected with the scripture. So I'm going through the scriptures from Matthews 5, 6 and 7, sometimes verse by verse, sometimes just a little paragraph at a time, talking about it for a minute or two, and then offering us a devotional thought for the day. So it might be the kind of thing you want to do first thing in the morning before you go out to pray. Just listen to it. It'll take 3 minutes, 26 seconds, and then you can go out and pray about that idea. Or you could save them up and use them two or three at a time to stimulate your prayer time. However you want to use them, entirely up to you. It's the daily devotional podcast based on the Sermon on the Mount for January and February, starting on the 30th of December. Now, if you don't know how to access the podcast feed, then download a podcast app onto your smartphone. Apple Podcasts. You can find the podcast on Stitcher, on Podbean, but I think pretty much any podcast provider. You just search for Thames Valley Churches of Christ, and you should find it. You should see that logo, the lovely logo that Nicole did for us for the podcast. Thank you very much, Nicole. If you can't find it, having difficulty, drop me a line and I'll see what I can do to help you out. They'll also appear on the Thames Valley Facebook page. You can play them directly from there, but by far the most convenient and simple thing to do is to have a podcast app, subscribe to the Thames Valley podcast feed. You'll not only get the daily devotional podcast, you'll also get the sermons and the Friday night classes as well. And hopefully those will bless you as much as it's blessed me to study this amazing material. And by the way, the podcast is called Kingdom Come. It's the Kingdom Come podcast series to go with the Sermon on the Mount. The reason for that is that in the Sermon on the Mount, in Matthew chapter 6, what does Jesus tell us to do? He says to pray, your kingdom come. And so much of the Sermon on the Mount is about the kingdom that we want to make sure that's at the forefront and the heart and the core of what we're praying about and thinking about for the months of January and February to set us up for an exciting 2020 together. So that's that. If you've got any questions, do drop me a line. So I look forward to seeing you in 2020. Until now, between now and then, I do hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a great New Year, and I'll see you soon in 2020. Take care and God bless.